Okay, 2 days down, 2 days to go. We're at the halfway point of the Cheltenham Festival 2025. Looking ahead to Thursday now. Obviously Tuesday, bit of a bad day. Pulled it back a bit on Wednesday with a few winners at the last. Hopefully we'll get a few more today. Must say Thursday is a day that I traditionally find the trickiest, so I've got a few big price ones here. Hopefully I'll get a winner or two at a juicy price. Starts at 120 in the Mares Novice Hurdle. Willie Mullins has got a good record in this race. I think he's won it 5 of the last 9 renewals. And the horse I like here is Aurora Vega. It's the mount of Paul Townend. She's a very well-bred mare by Walk in the Park out of Quavega, obviously multiple festival winner. She is the highest rated in the field. Clear on ratings, currently 141 top rated. Won last time out, grade 3. Won prior to that as well. So she's 2 from 2 this calendar year, although she was beaten early on in the season. Yeah, she's 8 to 1. Fair enough price. It is a big field. So there could be potentially 3 or 4 here that's very unexposed. But yeah, Paul Townend chose her, and I think we'll follow in on that. I say Aurora Vega, 8 to 1. Next up is it's a new race actually. It's called Jack Richards Novice Handicap. It's at 2 o'clock over 2.5 miles. As I said, it's a handicap chase. We've got 20 runners here. There's a lot of unexposed horses in here. The one I like is Caldwell Potter, currently around a 9 to 1 shot. He was with Gordon Elliott last season and was a grade 1 winning novice hurdler. Big expensive buy. I think they paid about 700-800 grand for him. I think to bring him to Paul Nicholls. I think Sir Alex Ferguson is partly involved in him and a few of the other guys. As a grade 1 winning novice hurdle last season, not shone over fences as of yet, but he's definitely a quality horse. He's got a big engine. I think if he can just get his jumping a little bit sharper. I know Paul Nicholls is on the record as saying he's quite a hard horse to train. Second to Gidley Park in a Group 2 earlier on in the season. I think that form looks pretty solid. And then last time out, he was third to Django Bay. Obviously, Django Bay's come out and won the Arkle on Tuesday. The other horse that was second, Springwell Bay's come out and won since. Reopposes today, but has to concede a lot of weight. I'm just thinking he's 146 here. I know he's got the potential to be better than that, and I think if Paul Nicholls can get him jumping, I think he can go really well. I think he's a decent price at 9 to 1. He's definitely, I think, the most talented horse in this field. I say, if he just gets his jumping together, I think 9 to 1 is going to look a cracking price, and he could potentially be a graded chaser going forward next season. Next up, 240. It's the Potemps Hurdle. Obviously had another handicap here over 3 miles. Nicky Henderson's got the favourite here, but it's his 2 other ones that I like. So the favourite's Jericho Repene, but I'm willing to give him a miss at the price. The one I do like the most is Shanna Bob. Another horse that's done well last season as a novice hurdler. Gone chasing this season. A bit like Caldwell Potter, it's not really worked out for him, but rather than persisting with the big obstacles, they reverted back to hurdling. He was second in a trial at Huntingdon, had cheek pieces on that day and was very impressive. Cheek pieces came off last time, but they just needed to get the run into him, so he qualified for the race. He's had his starts, I think it's 5 that you need now to run in these races. He's had it all 5, the minimum you can do. Cheek pieces are back on. I fully expect a good run for Shanna Bob. He's around the 20 to 1, so a good each way price. I say there's 24 runners, so you probably get 5 or 6 places in this as well. Yeah, and the other one was Doddy the Grey, also for Nicky Henderson. Interesting, they've put a bit of headgear back on there. So yeah, 2 for Nicky Henderson, but not the favourite. I like the two, the second and third string. That's Shanna Bob and Doddy the Grey. They're both around 20 to 1, so good each way price. Next up, 320, the Ryanair Chase, 2.5 miles, and I've got my old favourite here, Envoy Alan. Currently around the 16 to 1 shot. I think he's a good price. He's so consistent at Cheltenham. He loves it. He's won a bumper here. He's won a novice hurdle here. Placed in a champion chase. He won this race 2 years ago. Finished second last year to Protectorat. 9 to 4 was that day. You can get him at 16 to 1 now. He is 11. He's not getting any better, but I don't think he's regressing that much. Go back, watch his down roll run at the start of the season. That was a grade 1. He absolutely romped home in that. I'm hoping he can do the same here. Disappointed at Kempton last time out, but I just ignore that run. He's been there to Kempton before and bombed out a couple of seasons ago, backed up by winning this race. This is the one race in the year I think they know they can get him right for. Henry de Bromhead is going okay. I don't think he's had any winners yet. Obviously, Rachel Blackmore gets on really well with a horse. So, yeah, 320 Ryanair, Envoi Allen, 16 to 1. 9 horses in the race. It's a great each way betting race because I don't fancy the first 2 at the market. I think Factor File's a bit short. And the French horse, Il Est Francais, I just don't think he'll be suited by the undulations of Cheltenham. So 16 to 1 Envoi Allen, great each way price. Next up, 4 o'clock's the Stayers Hurdle. The only favourite I think I'm putting up today actually is T Hoopu. He's the defending champion. He's 13 to 8. He was about even money in the week, and he's drifted out slightly when the declarations have come in. So I think 13 to 8 is a bit of value. Obviously, he goes better with a bit of cut in the ground, so if there's any rain around, I'd be a bit more confident on him. The thing I like about him, obviously, is a defending champion, but he goes well fresh. Now, he's something like 8 wins from 9 after a break of 50 days. This is the key to him. They found it out. He had a race just before Christmas, finished second to Lossiemouth. At the time, people were grabbing it a bit. But you've seen what Lossiemouth's done on Tuesday. She absolutely romped the mares. I think he's going to go really well here. And I think he's going to defend his title. Obviously, he finished second the year before when he was a bit younger. I think he's 8 now, so he's probably at his peak, you'd have to say. That's T Hoopu in the Stayers. Give a quick shout out to Nemean Lion, 33 to 1. Always seems to run his race, very consistent, probably not up to this level. He's had a few cracks at grade 1 level, and yeah, he's come up short in his 2 or 3 chances of that, but he's very consistent and improving this year. So T Hoopu will obviously be the main selection, 13 to 8. I say he is the favourite, but he's the one favourite today I do fancy. And Nemean Lion, small each way play in a 4 o'clock, the Stayers Hurdle. Next up is the Truster Trader Plate. It's 440. The horse I like here is Masaccio. He's another unexposed novice, trained by Alan King. Had his 4 runs over fences. First 2 he was chasing behind the Jukebox Man. Obviously, I think he's a really, really good horse, the Jukebox Man. Shame we didn't get to see him in the Brown Advisory this year because of his injuries. But yeah, I think he can go really well. Trained by Alan King. He's about 9 to 1. I know he ran behind Jaguar last time. I think he was giving £11 away that day in weight. And I think he's only got to give away £5. And when you think Jaguar's like 3 to 1, this guy's 9 to 1. He's treble the price, and I don't think he should be. So I'll be backing him. I'll have a small each way saver on Il Ridotto, who always goes well at Cheltenham. I know he run early in the season off a mark of 145, and he's placed in the December Gold Cup. Yeah, those big field handicaps over 2.5 miles really suit Il Ridotto with Freddie Gingell on board. He's around the 22 to 1 mark. Good each way price. And I think Masaccio 9 to 1, also a fair enough each way price. So that's my 2 against the field. As I say, it's a big field handicap, and hopefully they can get a bit of value there if they run into a place. So that's a 440 Truster Traded Plate. Last race of the day is the Kim Muir handicap for amateur jockeys. The horse finished second last year was Git Maker. I'm going to back him this time to win. Obviously, last year there was a real plot job that just came from nowhere and was backed in massively. You know the way I'm thinking or something. I know the way you're thinking. Anyway, that just absolutely romped home. But this guy came second. Bit disappointing in his few runs this season, but he's back off He's back. I think he's only £1 higher now. He was second in this last year, £1 lower. Will Biddick takes the ride, good amateur jockey, so that ticks the box because some of the amateur jockeys aren't very good compared to the others. There's quite a big difference between the best amateur jockeys and the worst. First time cheap pieces. Hopefully that can sharpen up his jumping because his jumping hasn't been the best this season. But back at Cheltenham, back in the same race, 12 to 1. fair enough each way price in the last. That's Gitmaker in the Kim Muir. So yeah, I put up a few big prices today. I think only T Hooper at 13 to 8's the shorty. Obviously, we've had a few shorties being beaten this week, and let's take him on. Let's have a few cracks at bigger prices, and especially in these handicaps. As I say, Thursday I always find the trickiest day, but hopefully we can get a winner or two. And at this sort of price, you only need to get one really, and you're going to be ahead for the day. Okie doke, that's Thursday wrapped up. We'll see you tomorrow for Friday, the last day of the festival, Gold Cup Day.